जागृति है उनको हरासमेंट करती थी, उनका एक्सप्लॉयटेशन करती थी और उसके बाद उनकी बीटिंग वगैरह रेगुलरली करती थी।
Hi there. These issues are always at the forefront on Face the People. Now, Bahujan Samaj Party MP Dhananjay Singh and his wife Jagriti Singh were today taken into police custody after they were arrested in connection with the death of their 35-year-old household help. Another of the Singh's domestic help, a minor, has spoken about how Jagriti Singh used to hit, beat, tonsure and taunt all the other help. She had them monitored 24 hours under 20 CCTV cameras. Just this year, an air hostess and an employee in a private firm have also been arrested for torturing their domestic help. Why is this happening? Is abuse of domestic help increasing across the board? Tweet us or join us via Skype. We're always interactive on Face the People. Kiran Bedi, former IPS officer and social activist, joining us. Bhuvan Ribhu, you are advocate and activist of the Bachpan Bachao Andolan. This is a group which actually campaigns actively to rescue young girls who have been trafficked and sold into domestic help. Ravi Kant, advocate of the Supreme Court, president of Shakti Vahini, also an organization campaigning actively to rescue those who are being forcibly sold and pushed into domestic labor and being treated in inhuman conditions. And Baby Haldar, we're delighted to have her here. She's a domestic worker turned author. This is Baby Haldar's book, A Life Less Ordinary. Baby Haldar is here with us to tell us about how her employer actually helped her write this book. Let's turn it over now to our panelist. Kiran Bedi, when Dr. Jagriti Singh, who is a dentist, who is the wife of a BSP MP, beats, torments, beats with rods, with sticks, throws food at them, has them monitored 24 hours under CCTV cameras. What are we looking at? Is this someone who's simply mentally stable, who for some reason cannot control her rage, wants to kill her maid, wants to kill her domestic help? Or is it someone intoxicated by power? Simply intoxicated by the fact that I'm an MP's wife and the law cannot touch me and I can do whatever I want to the domestic help because they simply have no access to any legal remedy?
I think here are people who are neo-rich. They are neo-rich, they are neo-power, and also above the law. And these are the people who've got into, here is a political family who gets into politics by all the wrong means, all possible wrong means. This has been the trend of the last politics. Many of them have actually come by breaking the law rather than by observing. So they are neo-rich, rather poorly educated, but have power and money and position without deserving it. And also not afraid of the law. They don't value the law because they'll come here almost breaking all the rules of the law. And therefore, they feel as law unto themselves. I would say they are weak-minded, poor quality people. Here are very poor quality people into very important positions of politics, which is like public reform. So I think this is what's happening, and they also know that they have power over powerless, because the people who serve for them are powerless, voiceless, poor, dependent, enslaved. So it's like it's a mentality of engaging slaves. So it's coming through a kind of a background which has propelled them into positions which they don't deserve.
So this is in fact modern day slavery of someone who has immense power over someone who has no power at all. Ravi Kant, advocate, and you are of course president of the Shakti Vahini. Are we looking at a situation where those who are now doing domestic work have no legal rights at all? And is that what we need to change? Because without any access to legal rights, without any access to any kind of legal help, they are, as Kiran Bedi is saying, completely powerless. Therefore, a BSP MP's wife and even a BSP MP who himself has over 20 cases of criminal cases against him, one of them is a double murder, can wreak this kind of torment on their domestic help without any fear of the law?
See, taking from Kiran Bedi's remarks that they are powerless, they are voiceless. Till when they are going to be powerless? Till when they are going to be voiceless? Till when they are not going to have legal right? And this is what exactly is happening. The government has not done anything for these workers. It has not provided them dignity. It has not provided them any protection. They are in the unorganized sector, and people think that they can get away with it. They think that they are powerless, and they know that the police don't act. They know that they don't have access to the police, and also it is a lot of issues about law enforcement. Even there are so many advisories, protocols, legislations in terms of protection of women and children. But these are not being implemented, and that is why the apathy is being seen, because there is no fear of the law among the people.
There is no fear of the law, so therefore does there have to be a new law? Bhuvan, Ribhu, you're an advocate. Does there have to be a completely new law regulating the work that is done in the domestic sector? Because clearly this is a highly unregulated field. There are these fly-by-night placement agencies that come and offer girls and traffic girls often into domestic employment. Does this sector need to be regulated? Does it need to be transformed into one where contracts are laid out between the employer and the employee? And does it need to be by a whole new law? Should state governments come up with rules and regulations actually regulating this sector much more urgently?
As far as Delhi is concerned, we have the law in place. We have the judgment of the High Court of Delhi that clearly lays down all these stipulations, including the contract, including the details of the placement agency. And in fact, in Bachpan Bachao Andolan's Union of India in 2010, 3 years ago, the High Court of Delhi has laid down this law that no placement agency is allowed to operate without the license. Otherwise, they should be shut down. So the law is there. Similarly, we had a new legislation following the Justice Verma Committee recommendations under the Criminal Law Amendment Act, ordinance when it was passed, and in the order trafficking along with employment of a trafficked person was prohibited. The Parliament of India, the legislature in its wisdom decided to delete employment of a trafficked person in all its forms and limit its scope only to sexual exploitation. Now, unfortunately, the same parliamentarians, the same custodians of our constitution are not making that law, because this is what they are doing in their homes. As per the government India, between 2008 and 2012, 452,679 cases of child trafficking for domestic labor were reported.
Right.
Unfortunately, only 6% of those cases were ever prosecuted. The question is that the laws are there. The question is that how is this impunity being enjoyed by these parliamentarians? It is only because of the lack of enforcement of law. Just today, before the High Court of Delhi, the government has come out and said that they will come out with a new law regulating the placement agencies, and they are basically avoiding the judgment of the High Court that is 3 years old. Under that judgment, they have prepared this draft.
Right.
For 1 year. On 6th March 2012, they told the Delhi High Court that we are coming with a new law. For more than 1 year now, they have done nothing on this. So it is only first no law, and when there is a law, there is no enforcement.
So there's no law and there's no enforcement.
Is an issue of enforcement.
If legislators themselves, Kiran Bedi, this is a member of parliament. He's the member of parliament from Jaunpur and of the Bahujan Samaj Party. The Bahujan Samaj Party, which is supposed to be the big revolution against class and caste. He's the one who's perpetrating this kind of horrifying oppression on domestic workers. What then can we say about the rest of society if parliamentarians are going to act like this? Should there be even more severe punishment on the parliamentarians who wreak this kind of torment on their domestic help?
Absolutely. In fact, it should have been tougher for them. But there are two things in this. One is, first of all, I'm very happily surprised that the police is now daring to arrest members of the parliament, whichever party they may belong to. In fact, yesterday, 2 members of parliament got arrested. One from the BJP and one from the BSP. I'm very happy that it has happened, because members of parliament must get the message that they're not above the law. Secondly, yes, they've been above the law. This has been our culture. Parliamentarians, politicians particularly, whichever hue they may belong to, Look what's happened even yesterday, another member of the Congress party, from the Communist Party, I think, or Congress, whichever, sorry, in Kerala, who's been getting too close to the actress. You see, the political parties across.
Right.
There are such poor quality of people who've entered politics here in the past that A, they've considered themselves above the law, and second, the police also looked at them as a class which is untouchable. Third, which I want to say, it's so simple to identify such children in the houses through the beat system. If good policing, kind of normal policing is followed, you can do a house to house visits to find out, because these south-north avenues here are very small little ghettos. You can easily find out, and you can even do a 140 fiction by the police commissioner, like we did landlord-tenant registration when terrorism was at height. Delhi police had a regulation that every tenant must be verified and informed to the police station. They can do the same thing. It's a very simple regulation which the Delhi police or any police can follow.
They must do house-to-house monitoring.
Registration, a photograph of the domestic servant. Done it as a beat system. They could detect these things. But unfortunately, normal policing doesn't take place. But a change is happening.
There is a change happening.
For a change, A, they're getting convicted, and secondly, they are also getting arrested.
They are getting convicted, they are getting arrested. But of course, I want to come back and talk about the caste system in the mind. This person is a Bahujan Samaj Party MP. What about the caste system in his mind, which lets him treat his domestic help in this way? How can we change mentalities? How can we change the way the middle class views those who work in their houses? But before that, let me get in Baby Haldar. बेबी हलदार, आप बहुत सालों से काम कर रही हैं, घर में काम कर रही हैं. आपके जो एम्प्लॉयर हैं प्रबोध कुमार जी हैं, उन्होंने ही आपसे ये बुक लिखवाई है, उन्होंने आपका हेल्प किया. पर क्या आप समझती हैं कि जो घर में काम करते हैं वो एम्प्लॉयर पर निर्भर है? अगर एम्प्लॉयर अच्छा निकला तो फिर सब कुछ ठीक है, अगर खराब निकला, बुरा निकला, फिर उनके पास कोई सुझाव नहीं है कि क्या करेंगे, कहाँ जाएंगे. उनके पास कोई रास्ता नहीं होता है. अगर ये जो उनको रखने वाले जो होते हैं, अगर ये खराब और बुरे निकले,
नहीं, ये तो
सब उन्हीं के ऊपर डिपेंड करता है. और ये भी मतलब जो है, जो जिनको रख रहे हैं काम के लिए, उनका सोच कैसा है, वो क्या चाहते हैं, ये भी जो रख रहे हैं उनको सोचना चाहिए वो कैसा है, ये दोनों को समझना चाहिए ये बात. और फिर इस तरह का जो हमें सुनाई देता है, जो इतना अत्याचार होता है उनके ऊपर, ये बड़ा गलत है, बहुत ही गलत है. तो इसको कैसे हम खत्म कर सकते हैं? क्या अलग से कानून होना चाहिए कि घर में काम करते हैं उनके लिए कानून होना चाहिए? बिल्कुल कानून होना चाहिए, और ये कानून हमें ही बनाना चाहिए, सरकार को भी बनाना चाहिए, देखना चाहिए. हमारे समाज जब तक हम नहीं बदल सकते हैं तब तक हमारा सोच कैसे बदलेंगे, ये हमारे ऊपर डिपेंड करते हैं. तो सोच बदलना सबसे बड़ी बात है. Kiran Bedi, that's an important point. I want to put that to you. I'll put that to all my panelists. How does one change the caste system in the mind? How does one change how the urban middle class or middle class across India is viewing the domestic worker? There is no place in the home, there is no place in the heart, there is no place to house them properly, there is no proper toilet facilities, they're treated as less than human. This is modern day slavery. So clearly this mental shift has to take place.
Mental shift will not take place till the gap between the rich and the poor continues to increase. Till the quality of education, there's a big difference between the quality for the top education and quality at the bottom, and also opportunities and infrastructure. Unless we address the root cause of the slavery is poverty, ignorance, illiteracy, unemployment, poorer opportunities, infrastructure. And
no, are you saying ban this sector?
Out of corruption.
No, but are you saying ban this industry completely? Stop domestic work? Because surely it's a case of demand and supply. If there's a demand for domestic work, they will keep coming. And many would say it's better that they go into domestic work rather than be trafficked as prostitutes or as slaves.
Sagrika, this is one employment, if it is well organized and well trained, I think is the need of the hour. If you ask me, every working woman can employ another working woman. And
Right.
that working woman could also be doing online courses and being educated. A nanny service, every working woman, a household where both are going to work need house support. But we need to give duty of labor to that. We need to give it proper wages. We need to give it due protection and security. Every working woman in this country
Right.
today can make one more working woman. Every working father, a single father, could provide employment to a student who could come and do part-time work looking after the boy or the girl, little child in the house. Listen, this can be one of the employment industries like security services.
And
Today,
it's
security
and
services
as
are the
you
largest
say-
employers.
and as you say-
Similarly, domestic support services for even elder care. For elder care,
Right.
you need support.
I'm going to have to take a
Otherwise,
break.
How does a working woman go? You don't have day crashes in the neighborhoods. You
Right,
don't
I'm
have
going to
boarding
have to
schools.
take a break,
You
but
need
that's a very
support.
good point. Domestic sector work, just as we work, that is also work, and that is where the respect has to come from. This is a mutual working relationship. I'm going to come back and pursue this question. How do we break the caste system in the mind? Is the law enough? How transform this slavery into something that is respectful and dignified and given the dignity as work? As we slip into break, listen to Munni. She's 16-year-old. She was a victim of trafficking and inhuman work conditions as a domestic worker. She has now been rescued. Here's Munni.
आसाम से मुझे दुल्हन नाम की एक मेरी एजेंट थी, वो लाया था आसाम से मुझे, बहला फुसला के लाया था मुझे। सुबह से लेके शाम तक काम ही करना पड़ता था, लेकिन हमें 1 रुपया भी नहीं मिला अभी तक। घर की बहुत याद आती थी। मैंने बहुत बार मेरी मालकिन को बोला मुझे घर जाना है, मुझे नहीं रहना, लेकिन मुझे मालकिन कहती थी पैसे तो ले गई, अब तुझे रहना तो पड़ेगा।
Shocking case of abuse of domestic help by none other than a member of parliament. We're asking, is the abuse of domestic help increasing? Is there a social crisis between employer and domestic help? Is there a lot of social tension in that relationship? Is that relationship really breaking down? Bhuvan Ribu, let me ask you the question I asked Kiran Bedi and what Baby Haldar is saying. Soch badalna padega. How do we change the mindset? How do we change the mindset to one of slave and employer to one, as Kiran Bedi is saying, of both being working professionals? One may be working somewhere else, one may be working in the house, but they both must have mutual respect as working professionals. How can that mental transformation happen?
By ensuring 3 things. The first thing that one has to ensure is that there are enough policy mechanisms in place for the protection of domestic workers. They must be given access to social security. They must be given access to being accepted as a worker, including the right of minimum wage, which is there only in Delhi and nowhere else in the country currently. Secondly, we must the root causes of trafficking, and trafficking as an organized crime is currently the biggest organized crime this country is facing right now, and it is right there in our homes being manifested by our own demands. So that has to stop. Even in the present case, although I am happy with Mrs. Kiran Bedi who says that the MP has been put behind bars, but it is not under the appropriate sections of law. Under the law of trafficking, his wife would be facing up to life imprisonment only on trafficking alone, and the member of parliament is an abettor, nothing less. He has not only destroyed the evidence, he is an abettor.
So
he should be also put behind bars.
law
for
and
the rest of his
implementation,
life.
and the third
Policy,
point?
Law and implementation, and the third point is that all of us must wake up ourselves, because this is happening in our homes. There are neighbors who are watching this, there are people who are watching this, and they are all turning a blind eye to the plight. This is not the first time these people were beaten up. Just 2 or 3 days ago,
We
this
have to
child was
introspect about
rescued.
our homes.
Less than a month ago, this...
We have to introspect
We
about
have
our
to
homes.
be
Are our
vigilant.
homes areas where
And-
there is vicious class oppression, or are our homes centers of care and exchange? Let me put to Mr. Ravikant, you know, the point is not to ban this sector. You can't ban domestic work because, as has been said, it's a case of demand and supply. If you do not supply this kind of where there is this demand, there will be this supply. And if you stop it, if you ban this sector, then girls will be sold into prostitution. They will be sold into trafficking. So the answer is not to ban domestic work, as sometimes some fellow activists tend to argue.
No, it is not about, you see, traditionally due to poverty, this sector has always been very cheap labor, and people don't want to change. they still want to continue to enjoy this cheap labor, and that is why
Because
the
there's a
change
demand.
can happen
Because
by
there is a
bringing-
demand. There is a
Yes,
demand
and-
for cheap labor. That's why the labor
yes,
is
yes,
there.
Yes, and that is why the trigger can take place, the change can take by bringing in a strong legislation for domestic worker where they can enjoy the dignity of a worker, where they can enjoy
So you're
the
coming down
protection
on
of a worker,
legislation.
where
You're
they
coming
can,
down on legislation.
Yes, certainly. A
Let me just bring in
legislation
Baby
is needed
Haldar over here.
where-
Let me just bring in Baby Haldar in here. अगर कोई काम करने के लिए जाता है घर में और अत्याचार होता है उसके ऊपर, लगातार अत्याचार होता रहता है, तो क्या मदद मिली है उनको? क्या पुलिस मदद करेगी? कौन मदद करेगा?
देखिए, पुलिस के लिए तो लोगों का तो विश्वास ही बहुत कम ही रह
तो
गया।
कहाँ जा सकते हैं जो डोमेस्टिक वर्क करते हैं? वो मदद के लिए कहाँ जा सकते हैं?
पहले तो हम लोग मतलब वही पब्लिक का ऊपर ही भरोसा है,
पब्लिक के ऊपर भरोसा।
बिल्कुल।
तो क्या आप समझते हैं कि लिखित कॉन्ट्रैक्ट होना
दोनों,
चाहिए
हाँ, मैंने
बिटवीन एम्प्लॉयर एंड वर्कर की ये हमारे कंडे, ये हमारे टर्म्स है, और अगर कॉन्ट्रैक्ट को नहीं पालन किया गया तो फिर कानून के पास जाना चाहिए?
कानून के पास जाना चाहिए, इसके लिए बहुत सख्त कानून बनाना चाहिए।
राइट,
बिल्कुल यार।
So a new law, Kiran Bedi, very quickly, a new law is necessary. That's what we're coming down to. Are you also of the same mind? A new law?
Yes, a tough law, a very
Right.
clear, comprehensive law which provides placements, licensing, training, social security, minimum wages, etc. I think then the demand and supply will be qualitative, and they'll be it will be considered as a profession.
Right.
A professional hiring a profession. And there can be, in the way Indian lifestyle is, every working woman today for support system would need
Would
a
need a
working support.
professional
Even
working
elder care.
woman to
So
help
therefore, I
her.
think it's a can be a highest employment industry.
It's
in
a
this
high
country,
employment
in
industry,
the organized
but
sector.
we need to take it away from that class barrier. How many times have you seen a young girl standing in a restaurant holding a baby while the family is eating at the table? That kind of terrible class differentiation, that kind of apartheid almost perhaps has to end. I want to end on a positive note. Baby Haldar, आप जहाँ काम कर रही हैं वहाँ जो आपको रख रहे हैं वो बहुत अच्छे हैं, उन्होंने ही आपसे ये बुक लिखवाई है, तो उनके बारे में क्या कहना चाहेंगे आप? कि काफी लोग ऐसे भी हैं जो अच्छे हैं, जो देखते भी हैं, देखभाल भी करते हैं।
हाँ, बिल्कुल यही है, मतलब समाज में एक जैसा लोग नहीं होता है।
Right.
कुछ लोग ऐसा भी हैं जो दूसरे को आगे बढ़ाना चाहते हैं और खुद पीछे रह के दूसरे को आगे बढ़ाना चाहते हैं। ऐसा लोग हम तो चाहते हैं, हमारे जो तातुस है, मतलब ये प्रबोध जी जो है, इनके जैसा लोग अगर हर कोने में हो जाए हमारे देश में, तब
That's
तो
a very
हमारा-
positive note to end on. Prabodh Kumar, who was Baby Haldar's employer, who helped her get an education, helped her write this book, and has looked after her with dignity and grace. We need more like him. Thanks so much for watching Face the People. Thank you very much to all my panelists. Asking is domestic abuse or abuse of domestic workers increasing? What are you telling us? 89, yes. Let's make a pledge. Let's make our homes places of exchange, places of care, not places where there is vicious class differentiation. That's our message on Face the People. Thanks for watching.